Hey, how's it going, people?
I made a video about this a long time ago. I said I was gonna do a review of this film, but I never got around to it. I forgot about it. Move this light out of the way. And it's Alejandro Jodorowski's El Topo. Let me take this out. Very good set, by the way. This is pretty much a legendary film. It is, I wouldn't say iconic, it's not iconic, but it's the film that started the midnight movie madness. And what that basically is around 1970, which is when the film came out. El Topo couldn't get a wide release because it's a very weird film. I'll get into more detail about it in a little bit. And basically someone came up with the idea of playing El Topo at midnight, as in that would be the time that the kind of people that would go to see this movie would most likely it narrows down the weirdos that would go see a movie at midnight would be the ones that go see El Topo. And El Topo is a film that really has a lot of great followers in it. A lot of people supported it. The most prominent one is John Lennon. And yes, it is the John Lennon of the Beatles. Loved El Topo. And try to get as many people to see as possible. El Topo is a quasi-western. It's flat out says it's not a western, but it definitely is part western. I'm willing to agree with it in saying that it's only western and themed, but it's not a western film. It's about the sort of death and rebirth of a gunman in the Old West, and how he kind of abandons his son for two women and sets out to be the best gunman in the West. And of course they shoot him, and when he wakes up he's part of a cult, and well, not a cult, but just like a bunch of freaks claim him as like one of their own. They take care of him, they nurse him back to health, and he is a born-again religious person who, because they're freaks, they're kind of locked in a cave, so he tries to get them out into civilization again. And if that doesn't sound, if that sounds weird, that's only the beginning. It's a brutal film. I'll take it out. The set I have also comes with Fernando Wireless, The Holy Mountain, La Cravate, which was lost for about how many years? 30, 40? Let's see. It was made in 1957, and it was just discovered in 2006 in an attic in Germany. Plus it comes with soundtracks. On a scale of weirdness, when you first started seeing this movie, you were like, well, there's a naked kid in this film, and a guy gets castrated. Well, it doesn't look too weird after this, other than that. And once they get into the second half of the film, that's when it really gets weird. It's definitely, you can tell why this film influenced people like David Lynch, and all the other midnight movies came because of this. And like I said, it's brutal. If amputees, freaks are murdered and slaughtered. There's blood everywhere. The first scene of the movie, well, second scene actually, is you walk into the remains of a massacre, and I've never seen so much blood in one scene. Well, maybe other than like Dead Alive, but I don't think that counts as like the after effect of a bloodshed. The second half is more tame in terms of violence, but it's way more perverse in terms of sexuality. And this film, I really think it's a great one. It's one that you have to see more than once, because there's just so much to look at. It's one of those types of films like Brazil, for example, where there's something to look at in the background and the scenery. There's everything has some kind of reason or symbolism in it, and it just is beyond filmmaking into the one of the great formalist types of films. It really was one that as soon as I heard of, I wanted to check it out for years, and I finally, about a year ago, I picked it up. Less than a year, actually, and I've never seen anything like it. This is one of those films where it's hard to talk about. I mean, because it's such a visceral experience, and it really is an experience to see El Topo. If you ever see it in theaters, which I haven't, but I can imagine, it's a really great motion picture you have to check out. And when I mean great, I mean it's for those people who like to study films and view it as artwork and not as, well, it's entertaining, so it must be a film. It is entertaining, but it's not. The film doesn't have what do I call it? It doesn't operate on entertainment alone. It's going for a really artistic view of the West, and it's really nothing like anything you've ever seen before. It really is phenomenal. If you want to check out a film in the sake of examining it, like, why is this here? Why, great film, check it out, but it's not for everyone. I mean, when I said it was brutal, anyone will die. I mean, in terms of films, there's usually a list of types of people that, if you put money on it, they would live at the end. I'm not talking about protagonists, because they die, but I'm talking about like pregnant women, the deformed, children, all that kind of stuff. Those people tend to live at the end of films, or a normal film. El Topo, no mercy. If you're a freak, you're gonna get shot. If you name it, you don't stand a chance. I mean, one of the first scenes in the movie, early in the film, is a bunch of deformed people in sacks, or at least I'm assuming they're deformed, because there's so many deformed people in this film, just being massacred with a machine gun. And it's bloody. It's up there with The Wild Bunch as in the most violent Western ever made. I mean, I can only imagine what some people's reactions were while seeing this one. Highly recommend El Topo. Like I said, you're going to have to see it more than once, because it's such a visceral experience. The first time you see it, you're going to be like, what the fuck is this? But it does improve with multiple viewings, I have discovered. So, that's my review. I plan on this being part of a series where I review my more artistic films, the weirder ones, and I've got plenty of them, because I'm kind of into the weird stuff. I haven't checked out The Holy Mountain yet. I've heard that's just as weird and messed up, but I'll do a review of that in the future. So,